Hey guys, welcome back to some more F1 2018 and part 13 of Season 2 of our McLaren Career Mode. I'm Joe if you're new around here, and make sure you do subscribe for daily sports and retro gaming content. Today we have the Belgian Grand Prix. We're going to have to get out there quickly because I think we're going to have rain very, very soon, or at least that's what Jeff thinks. So yeah, the pace is pretty good round here. We are a couple of tenths ahead of Fernando. Last year we were very much dominant around here, so I'm expecting more of the same really this time around, and we need it, to be honest. If we want to be getting back into the championship fight, we're going to have to be doing well around here. So let's see how we do around this Spa-Francorchamps circuit. Well, you join me in the first sector of our flying lap. We're in between Leclerc and Vettel here. Vettel trying to have a look down the inside. He thinks he's a little bit quicker than us. We are struggling a little bit with the grip. Our confidence levels aren't very high at the moment, but hopefully we'll be able to keep the times up and get a decent lap here. Valtteri Bottas is currently on pole. We're absolutely mega through this section of the track, although we lost it a little bit there by hitting the inside curb. That's probably going to cost us about half a second. We did a 1:43.9 in Q2, a 1:43.7 in Q1. Oh, Leclerc gets out of the way. That's what we like to see, and we are currently 4 tenths down on Bottas's time. I think we're going to have to come round for a second lap, but I don't think we've got enough fuel to do that. So we have to make a decision now. Do we finish? I think we do finish the lap because it is raining at the end of the day, and you know, a banker lap is better than no lap at all. So we're going to come up to the line. It's going to be slow. Oh, it's only 8th place. Well, that is disappointing, I have to say. So we're going to have to rush round and get back out there as quickly as possible. Well, we're back out now, just behind Nico Hülkenberg. There's only a minute left in the session, crazily enough. Yeah, such a long lap around here, so we're only going to get one chance at it anyway. We're going to sort of let Hülkenberg go for it, and then we're going to go straight after him. A couple of seconds, we should be okay on this lap, but let's see how we start it. Coming down into the first turn, it's a bit of a lock up, but I think we've got better places to make up our time, but we're already 6 tenths down. We're just going to continue losing time as we go up through Eau Rouge. We don't take it that confidently, to be honest, and we're losing even more time here. This is absolutely terrible. We're nearly a second down on our time in the first sector. This is a bottle job if ever I saw one, but we're not going to give up because we know we can make time in this second sector. We just got to fully commit to it now. Got to absolutely commit to it, and I think it's just because the grip is gone. I think that's our problem here.
Just 30 seconds left in the session.
Oh, we hit the wall. Goodness me, we're lucky there not to have any damage. But look at this, 1.3 seconds down as we come into P1, and we just haven't nailed it the way I wanted to. We've only made up about 3 tenths of a second there, and well, this is not going to plan, and for once we've not nailed the qualifying session. You can see we're just visibly losing time. We're not going to make up 1.3 seconds. We're going to try, but it's just not going to happen. So we're going to start 8th, which is going to make the race interesting, but it's going to make us sad that we haven't got another pole position in this season. We're going to come up to the line now, and we're well off the pace. It's a 1:46.7, and that is incredibly disappointing.
The grid is all set then for the race tomorrow. But before we go, let's quickly remind ourselves of our top 3, who are Bottas, Vettel and Sergio Perez. With qualifying complete, all that remains is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then.
Well, we bottled that, to be quite honest with you. The first lap especially, we just didn't perform the way we wanted to, and that's incredibly disappointing. Fernando Alonso outqualifies us by 7/10 in the end, and it's disappointing because we've been so far ahead of him. Well, been ahead of him in pretty much every session so far this weekend, and when it really mattered, we were 1.4 seconds off our quickest time, which was a 1:43.7 in Q1 would have got us pulled by 6/10. That's how much pace is inside this car. Okay, session 3, I think we wouldn't have been as quick because of the drizzle on the track, and I think that's why we were so slow on the last run there, because we just didn't have the confidence to really throw it around the track the way we could in the first 2 qualifying sessions. But it is what it is, and we'll take 8th place into tomorrow, and at least it'll make it a nice entertaining battle through the field, although I'm not sure we've got the straight line speed to pull off moves tomorrow. You've seen Vettel almost had us on that first run, but yeah, going to be an interesting one. So join me for the Belgian Grand Prix.
In the 48 races held at Spa between 1950 and 2015, the race winner has only started from pole position on 16 occasions. Qualifying yesterday may have set the order for today, but expect the unexpected here at the Belgian Grand Prix. As the saying goes, of course, anything can happen. And you know what? It usually does. So here we are once again at Spa-Francorchamps, with 19 corners, 9 to the right and 10 to the left, and a lap distance of 4.35 miles. An average lap speed in the dry here is around 145 miles per hour. It's a very quick circuit indeed. A warm welcome to Anthony Davidson, who's beside me in the commentary box today. Let's talk about Mercedes. They've had 1 retirement in the last 5 races. What do you think that says about the reliability of their car?
It's a good statistic for sure, as it demonstrates not only mechanical reliability, but consistency from both drivers as well. These are 2 of the first boxes you have to tick for any successful season.
We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and starting alongside in P2 is Sebastian Vettel. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Alonso, Esteban Ocon and Leclerc. The captain, Hülkenberg, Grosjean and Carlos Sainz. Raikkonen, Ricciardo, Pierre Gasly and Verstappen. Hamilton, they've taken a grid penalty. Magnussen, Brendan Hartley and Sergei Sorokin. Ericsson and Lance Stroll rounds off the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Okay, remember to brake early for turn 1, as the pack's going to bunch up. There's plenty of runoff if things get too close.
Well, here we are then, on track. We are going to stick a load of fuel in the car so we can push early on in this Grand Prix. We have a lot of catching up to do, and we're certainly going to want to do it in this race. We have moved up to 7th on the grid, which does help us, I guess, because we're going to be on the inside line of the track now as opposed to the outside line, which gives us a good chance to maybe get past a couple of guys in front. But yeah, Hamilton starting outside of the top 10 as well, meaning that we can gain ground on him in the championship. This might not be a bad weekend after all, but yeah, I think we're going to skip this formation lap, to be honest with you. I don't fancy doing a 2-minute drive around. So as has been the case in the last couple of Grand Prix, let's wait for the lights. So here we go then. Lights out, away we go here at Spa-Francorchamps, and we are away fairly decently compared to recent Grand Prix, although it is a short run. Up to the first turn, Fernando was off to a bad start. Very, very strange to see him lose positions at the start, but he's under pressure from Leclerc, and both Force Indias are in the top 4 at the moment. We go a little bit wide. Oh my goodness, we hit the wall, but we've got away with it. Goodness me, let's have a little look at that on the replay. That was either a very good catch or just stupidity. We did lose it and had to catch it and just glanced the wall in the end. If you look at this, yeah, look at this. We saved it from an absolute disaster. We kissed the wall. Okay, we lost a couple of places, but we could have well been out of the Grand Prix, which would have been an absolute disaster. And then, do we risk it? I suggest not. They're going. Oh well, Sainz has come around the outside, and this has been a terrible start for us. We're down to 10th, and this is not what we wanted in terms of the championship. Hulkenberg goes a little wide. We're gonna sort of shove our nose down the inside, but Grosjean sort of blocked us there, and well, we're just gonna have to settle down here. But I think it's a Ferrari leading the way. I'm guessing Sebastian Vettel. There's 2 Force Indias in the top 4 as well. Grosjean goes a little bit wide, but we just have so much more pace than these guys. We need to really utilise it early on, otherwise we're going to get bogged down. Well, you can see we're visibly catching up to Hulkenberg. We're going to have a look down the inside of Hulkenberg into the bus stop. Side by side, a little bit of contact, but we managed to make the move stick. We are derating very, very slightly, so
We're looking at some gearbox wear. Try to keep your number of shifts to a minimum.
well, that's what you want to hear around a circuit like this, isn't it? Gearbox wear. Goodness me. Closing in on Grosjean this time. We go up Eau Rouge pretty well, and Grosjean's probably going to be powerless to resist here. We've got the slipstream, we got the overspeed, and here we go. We're going to have a look down the inside. And we just about managed to stop it in time. Okay, we went a little bit wide, but
Okay, good work. Great pass.
I'm taking no prisoners today. Well, Charles Leclerc is a sitting duck here. We've got the DRS wide open as we go down the inside and make up another position. We're back where we started, up into 7th place, and now we got to try and make the move on the Iceman, who is a bit of a Spa specialist, it has to be said, although he doesn't look like it there. Goodness me, we had to brake rather suddenly for him there. A little bit wide, almost into the wall, but there is a train forming up ahead. If we can get past Kimi fairly shortly, that would be good. Well, we're coming into the pits at the end of this lap. We have dropped off Raikkonen slightly because we've moved the engine mode and the ERS mode down, but hopefully we can get some sort of undercut here on the guys in front. A little bit of clean air won't do us any harm. And we look like we're the only ones coming in, except maybe Ericsson. So
Go, go, go.
well, I thought we'd release the clutch, apparently not, so that's cost us a couple of seconds, unfortunately. And nearly got ourselves a drive-through penalty there for leaving the white line. So we need to make up some time now. It's hammer time. Goodness me, though, we nearly lost it again at Eau Rouge and Radio. Well, everybody's in the pits. Where are we going to come out? Are we going to be behind Raikkonen like we were before? Or have we done enough on the undercut? Well, I think we might be ahead of some people because we were certainly behind Fernando. And now we're going to be going side by side with him up Eau Rouge and Radio. My goodness me. That was close, but we're through.
Come in and fitted the soft tyre. Okay, some information on Raikkonen. They have an issue with their car. They're going to be slow.
And Raikkonen's slow, which is music to our ears because we were battling with him.
Some information on Ericsson. It looks like the problem is turn.
Well, Ericsson's out of the race. Now this is Raikkonen up ahead. He's really slowing down Perez. Now Perez was definitely ahead of us, so this could turn out to be a good result here. The undercut seems to have worked beautifully. Raikkonen, a little bit risky there from him, but we've managed to go down his inside, so we're through on Raikkonen. And now you can see how much more grip and speed we have than Sergio Perez. So can we make the move? That is the question. Oh my goodness, we went a little bit wide there, but we're okay for now. So where we're going to come out, I'm assuming the rest of the folks are going to come in this lap. Well, I can see Bottas and Vettel and the other Force India, so I think we're at least 5th. Wow.
Just moved into first place.
Look at this. The two Force Indias, 3rd and 4th. We're in 5th. This is a good chance to recover some good points here. We should be able to make the move past these two. They have got very good straight line speed, which is probably why they're so far up the grid. But Perez having a look down the inside of Ocon now.
We advise moving to mix 2. Fuel to mix 2.
We're just going to observe for the moment. Well, Ocon went very slowly there. Not really sure what that's all about, but
Brilliant. Nice.
we're through. And Ocon will be gutted. Now through Pouhon, where we have been incredible this weekend. We're now right behind Perez once again. We're going to have a look down the inside in Blanchimont. And well, we push him wide a little bit there, I guess, but
Caution. The virtual safety car is out. Reduce speed and maintain a positive delta. Okay, slow down, slow down. Your delta is negative, which means you are too fast. Reduce your pace.
so we're up to 3rd place, and well, that virtual safety car was caused by us, but I don't think we did anything too wrong there.
Virtual safety car is ending. Maintain your pace until the green flag. VSC ending. Wait for green. Okay,
Well.
clear.
Here we go then, and we've got some good momentum on Vettel for 2nd place in this Grand Prix. Just gotta be careful with the old electrical energy. We have a massive lock up there. We gotta remember our tyres are 2 laps older than Vettel's, so if we're going to make our move, it's going to have to be soon. Look at the downforce we got through here, though. This is a big chance now. We have a look down the inside, and a little bit of argy-bargy there, but Vettel a little bit soft on us. You feel like he should have probably closed the door a little bit better there. So we're up to 2nd now.
Laps of fuel remaining.
Can we hunt down Valtteri Bottas in the final 4 laps of this Grand Prix? Although here comes Vettel. I suspect because we aren't deploying much energy, Vettel is getting the run on us. But well, makes a bit of contact. I think we're okay for now. We should be able to fend him off. Well, we're going to be powerless to resist on this next straight, so I'm going to stick it up in overtake mode to try and get a bit of an advantage up Eau Rouge and Radion so we can escape the DRS. It's right there. This should be an easy pass for Vettel. We're going to the inside.
We're leading our teammate by 9.4 seconds.
Well, we're going to leave him room. But we managed to hold him off. A little bit of gravel on the tyre there. That's not good. Basically an answer to your question about us catching up Bottas. I'm not entirely sure that's going to be possible now. Because we'll be fending off Vettel and Ocon for the rest of this race, I suspect.
Okay, we lost the position. Try to keep focus.
Well, Vettel's managed to make it back past, but there is a method to our madness here. I just think
First place is 5.3 seconds.
I think we've got a much better chance of getting further ahead if we pass him on this next straight. It kind of does rely on us being fast in this first sector, which we kind of haven't been, in all honesty, but we are within range. Well, this might have been a mistake. A chance now. Vettel goes defensive. Vettel goes wide. Oh, there's contact. But we managed to just hold the position. Goodness me, were we fortunate there. I'd love to see that on the replay. Let's have a little look. So, unfortunately, we don't see the start of the battle, but there we go. I mean, we went round the outside, he came back in on us, a little bit of contact, and then we sort of came round the outside beautifully there. Ocon still in the race here for second place, which would be an amazing result for him. But I think we should be safe now, especially if we can nail this next section the way we usually do. Very, very fortunate there that curb didn't throw us out. I think we're okay. Vettel is not far behind us. We have went a little wide there, so we are going to have to do a little bit of defending, I think, because here comes Vettel into Blanchimont. Right in our gearbox. He's going to have a little look around the outside, which obviously turns into the inside of the bus stop chicane. We're going to leave him the room. We have a little bit of a slide there, which compromises our exit.
Final lap of the race.
Well, we still can't shake Vettel. I do have a little bit of a plan though, letting him pass there into the DRS zone, which means we should have the chance here to easily pass him. And well, we have done. So a little bit of tactics there to help us get the place back, and Ocon now with Vettel side by side as we come through the second sector. We have completely dropped Fernando and the likes who are behind us. Well, those two are battling now. Vettel and Ocon side by side. My goodness me, what a battle that is behind. I don't think they're going to trouble us though. So here we come round the final bus stop chicane then, for an incredible second place in this Grand Prix. Ocon has got past Vettel as well. Valtteri Bottas has won. We finished second, and I think Ocon is going to come through in third. That is an amazing drive from him. and Force India have had a really good weekend.
So Mercedes have won it, and what a great race it was. So, how exactly did they set themselves apart from the pack today?
Well, I'd say it's just raw pace, plain and simple. I mean, we could sit here and talk about strategy all day, the overtaking, looking after the tyres, but at the end of it all, if you want to win, you need a package that's got the speed over everyone else, and that's exactly what they had today.
So as I say that, we can see the drivers coming out now to collect their trophies. It's yet more silverware to take back to their base in Brackley after another excellent Grand Prix. And now let's take a look at the driver's standings. Well, the gap at the top of the championship has been cut down after a difficult race today for our championship leader. Now then, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
Well, after a drive like that, it's got to be Max Verstappen, hasn't it? Very clean, very smooth. He can be really pleased with that one.
And now let's take a look at the constructors' standings. We saw a dip in form from the championship leaders today. Their lead has taken a significant blow. Another team that will be satisfied with this Grand Prix is Sauber, whose good result moves them further up the championship. There'll be plenty more twists and turns to come this season. I hope you can join us at the next race to see just who will come out on top.
So there we have it then. Valtteri Bottas wins the Belgian Grand Prix. We finished second, only 7 seconds behind in the end, which I think is quite impressive considering the battle we had with Vettel and Ocon and Perez, Leclerc, Alonso. You know, we had a lot of battles today, but Bottas wins from start to finish. Ocon finishes a brilliant third for Force India. Vettel 4th, Alonso 5th. Very good for McLaren today. Leclerc finishes in 6th, with Verstappen a very good 7th considering he started 14th. Perez 8th, Sainz 9th, and Ricciardo 10th. Hülkenberg finishes outside the points, as does Lewis Hamilton. He will be very disappointed with that. Started 15th, only made 1 position up while his teammate took the full 25 points. Mercedes will not be happy. Raikkonen finished right at the back. His problem earlier in the race obviously hurt him a lot, and he'll be disappointed with that. Let's have a look at the drivers' standings then. So Hamilton leads the way, 13 points ahead of Bottas. We're only 19 points behind now. A few episodes ago we were 60-70 points behind, but a really good run of form from us, and coinciding with a bad patch for Hamilton, and we're right back into it. There's, you know, I mean, even Fernando 51 points, he's not completely out of it yet. But it's great to see 7 drivers with over 100 points in the bag. Verstappen, you would imagine, will go over the 100 by the end of the season as well. On to the constructors then, and we have closed in a little bit on Mercedes. 57 points is the gap now, and you never know, we could have a double-double, you know, for our driver. If current form continues, if Fernando can pick up a few more wins by the end of the season as well, then I think that can definitely be the case. Force India looking very good for 5th at the moment. Red Bull consigned to 4th, you would say, which is going to be disappointing for them. But that is where we're going to leave it for this episode. If you've enjoyed that, then make sure you leave a like down below. Really does help me out.